At Sierra, discover great deals on top brand workout gear, like high-quality walking shoes, which might lead to another discovery.
40,000 steps, baby. Who's on top now, Karen?
You've taken the office step challenge a step too far. Don't worry, though. Sierra also has yoga gear. It might be a good place to find your zen. Discover top brands at unexpectedly low prices. Sierra, let's get moving.
On WhatsApp, no one can see or hear your personal messages. Whether it's a voice call, message, or sending a password. To WhatsApp, it's all just this. So whether you're sharing the streaming password in the family chat or trading those late-night voice messages that could basically become a podcast, your personal messages stay between you, your friends, and your family. No one else. Not even us. WhatsApp. Message privately with everyone.
The McDonald's Snack Wrap is back. You brought it back. Ranch Snack Wrap. Spicy Snack Wrap. You broke the internet for a snack. Snack Wrap is back. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Welcome to the Big Suey, presented by DraftKings,
Why are you listening to this show?
the podcast that seems very similar to the other Dan Le Batard podcast.
I'm sorry, I'm not going to apologize for that.
In fact, the only difference seems to be this imaging.
I have been tempted in restaurants just walking past tables to grab somebody's fries that if they're just there. That hasn't happened to you guys?
I've done it.
And now, here's the marching man to nowhere, Fat Face, and the habitual liar.
This episode is presented by DraftKings. DraftKings, the crown is yours.
The conversation in the break here centered around the Steelers and whether Aaron Rodgers makes them a championship team. And that
How did that come up?
That grinds your gears, Mr. Damshek.
That was pretty good. I mean, yeah.
I've been practicing in the mirror.
I'm fascinated by it. I get that the roster that they have cobbled together here on a piece of paper looks good, but it ignores the reality that, you know, there are 2 or 3 examples in man's recorded history of QBs this old going to Super Bowls and succeeding. Brett Favre didn't go to the Super Bowl. That year 41 he had with the Vikings was a high-end one, obviously. Brady at 45, but he's an anomaly who you can't compare anybody else to. And that's it. Warren Moon had a good year in Seattle when I think he was 42.
Right.
That's it. That's the whole list. So the assumption that Aaron Rodgers is going to go, I'm one of the most gifted QBs. People keep hitting me up, Steelers fans, as a fellow Steelers fan, and accusing me of being a hater of Aaron Rodgers. No. You've merely adopted the darkness that is Aaron Rodgers. I was born into it. In October of 2010, several months in advance of him winning the Super Bowl, who'd he beat there? I don't remember. When he won that Super Bowl in October, before that, I said he will go down in history as the greatest quarterback of all time. I was wrong about that, but he is the most gifted quarterback, even having seen Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen and everyone else.
Somebody can dig this up from we were back in the Clevelander, I know. I don't know if it was post-pandemic or not, but I said Aaron Rodgers' whole deal is, remember that, Tony?
I remember exactly what you're going to say right now. It was post-pandemic.
Okay. Aaron Rodgers' whole deal is to not have enough so that he can blame not having enough. Like, if he ever had everything at his disposal, and all you got to do is just be Aaron Rodgers for us to win, that's his nightmare scenario.
Now, some people, that's unintentional. However, Aaron Rodgers loved surrounding himself with mediocrity. No. Nathaniel Hackett has to stay around. I can't do this job without Nathaniel Hackett. I need Randall Cobb everywhere I go. And no, I understand he was good. His output was good. James Jones, I need this guy. But he would always just fall in love with the talents that were offered to him that he made rise above. Joe Philbin. I need Joe Philbin. He made so many guys. Mike McCarthy should have been fired a long time. He should have been fired. Aaron Rodgers should have 2 Super Bowls. They blew the NFC Championship in Seattle. That was all on Mike McCarthy. Entirely on him. I've never seen a coach.
Football gods decided against the Packers that day. That is the most heartbreaking loss objectively as somebody who had no rooting interest in it. The series of crazy flukes that all went the Seahawks' way in the second half and overtime.
Remember the pick that the dude just decided, let me fall down on the ground.
Burnett.
Yeah. Well, why not run it? You had a path.
The 2-point conversion that scraped the moon on its way down and still somehow was caught on the other side. It was a series of flukes, but Rodgers 2011 and 2014 on the short list of greatest single seasons ever. But Russell Wilson also had some great seasons early on too. That's why I keep saying this Mike Tomlin thing, as though the amnesia, it seems, that is plaguing a lot of Steelers fans. I get it. We want to be optimistic about the upcoming season here, but it really feels like deja vu watching him interact with Aaron Rodgers, the same things. We have a grown-up in the locker room, and now we're ready to roll. I said that's not going to work out. They should ride with Justin Fields as a bridge quarterback to 2026. That's not the way they went. Now it feels like he's making a sequel to last year's movie, The Expendables, but now Mickey Rourke can't make the sequel, so now they're bringing in the guy who played Drago, named Aaron Rodgers, for this sequel that no one wants to see. I think talk about blame and who get blame. I think they park their cars in the same garage there, do Rodgers and Tomlin. The thing that is going to happen in 2025 is finally Tomlin has blamed a lot of people. Le'Veon Bell, Antonio Brown, old general management, all the rest of it. Now, if George Pickens thrives in Dallas and Justin Fields, that's coming to a head in week one, a massive week one game. Imagine that.
Imagine
Aaron
Fields
Rodgers
outplays him. Week one.
Imagine if the Jets win that game. If the Jets win that game in week, where do you go from there?
Jets win and Fields outplays him.
Right.
Who looks worse, Rodgers or Tomlin?
How about this? What if Kenny Pickett starts for the Browns in week 4 or 5 against the Steelers and beats that? There would be nowhere to hide. The end of the story people want to perpetuate is this could really be it for Tomlin. It will not be it for Tomlin.
Really?
I find it hard to believe. That's not the thing with the Bengals and Steelers. The thing that they have in common is that ownership in those towns is based on owning a football team. They don't have $25 billion owed to investments in tech somewhere.
This isn't Woody Johnson, basically.
Right.
He's got
right. They're not they're not fail sons who inherited several $1 billion. Their wealth comes from having owned a football team for a long time.
Mom and pop operations.
So they're invested in Tomlin in a sense of dollars. So
based on the environment around Tomlin, especially the last couple of years, if this goes really sideways this year, which I expected to, you don't. And Rodgers, obviously, it would be his final year, his only year with the Steelers. You think Tomlin remains?
I may sound really grim right now and cynical about the situation. There is no way that the Steelers are not going to win 9 games. They will, because they always do. Tomlin's greatest virtue is being the millennium's greatest floor raiser. They're definitely not they're keep in mind now, they won when people say, "Oh, I could see this really getting bad," like 6-11 kind of stuff. They almost made the playoffs with Duck Hodges at quarterback. Ben Roethlisberger couldn't move off his spot after he came back from injury. They went to the playoffs and were 11-0 at one point. They're going to go to the playoffs. Mitchell Trubisky and Kenny Pickett and Mason Rudolph cobbled together a season that wound up in the playoffs. They're going to make the playoffs with Aaron Rodgers. They're going to go over
AFC's
500, I should say.
really good.
I don't know about the playoffs. I take that back. They're going to go over 500.
The interesting thing is sometimes I wonder, does Pittsburgh get off on the fact that we've only had 3 head coaches in our franchise?
Definitely.
Like that's a thing for them, and it's more important to maintain that streak than to fire Mike Tomlin and go get someone new.
I think that is right. I think the stability that is expressed in never having, and people talk about cynics, people who want to poo-poo that in the age of free agency, in the way the NFL operates, that Mike Tomlin has never had a losing season is insane. And that we don't genuflect more at that is remarkable. But the other side of the coin is we've gotten into this weird purgatory, and everybody acknowledges it. And it seemed at the end of last season that Tomlin finally got it. All right, we've taken this as far as we can go in the QB league. I cannot win every game 12-11 as I want to, no matter if it's against the best team.
Right, 12-11?
12-11. That's clearly his preferred method of winning NFL games, whether it's against the best or worst team in the league. That's how they always will play. But I think it felt like he gets it. They now have to get a quarterback, and then they turned around and did this. Weird.
Howdy, folks. It's Mike Ryan. Happy summertime, everybody. Summer is fantastic. A lot of outdoor activities, a lot of concerts, a couple of championship parades if you're lucky enough, a lot of big-time movies. Maybe you're going to a happy hour before you see a big summer blockbuster with your friends. Why don't you order a Miller Lite at the bar? Whether it's via draft, glass bottle, or that beautiful white can, or the cool special edition 50th anniversary gold cans, making any time this summer a Miller time is always a great idea. You want to make a summer memory that lasts forever? Well, crack open a Miller Lite. You know why? Because since 1975, Miller Lite has been the go-to way to stock your cooler to celebrate those incredible summer moments. This year marks 50 years of Miller Time, 50 great years of taste, 50 great years of celebrating with great friends and making unforgettable memories. Brewed for flavor, with simple ingredients like malted barley, it delivers that rich, balanced toffee note flavor and golden color that just hits different. Miller Lite, great taste, 96 calories. Go to MillerLite.com/Dan to find delivery options near you, or you can pick up some Miller Lite pretty much anywhere they sell beer. Cheers to 50 years of Miller Time. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces.
What does Zyn give you? Not just smoke-free nicotine satisfaction, but real freedom. Freedom to do what you love and choose your rewards. With Zyn Rewards, you can redeem points for premium tech, outdoor gear, and gift cards to your favorite retailers. Find your Zyn and keep finding rewards that fit your lifestyle at zyn.com/rewards. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
Folks, nothing says summer like long days, clutch plays, and firing off a few bets on the game, all with DraftKings Sportsbook. Never bet baseball before? Hey, it's easy. Pick a guy to go yard, hammer some live odds mid-game, or just ride with your squad and hope for the best. No spreadsheets, just vibes and dingers. Here's something special for first-timers. New DraftKings customers. Bet $5 and get 150 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use code DAN. That's code DAN for new customers to get $150 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY at 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas. 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio.
Don Le Batard.
John, can you rate my Al Pacino from that billiard scene in Carlito's Way if I do it for you? I think it's pretty good. Yeah? Okay.
Stugotz.
You think you're big time? Or you're gonna die! Big time!
That is on my infamous scale of 1 to 10. That's a 7.6.
Solid.
Good job. Good job, Dad. Good job. That's a Suey nominee right there.
Good.
This is the Don Le Batard Show with the Stugotz.
From Steelers' missed opportunities, I guess we could call that.
It would be scoregami.
It's never happened before. How about that? To the Marlins. We talked about Samson, but we didn't talk about the trade deadline, specifically the Marlins. A lot of people thought Sandy Alcantara was going to be on the move, and Zaz, he's a Marlin.
Billy, are the Marlins going for it?
They're all in, it seems like. I think that, they didn't add anything, but they're all in. I think they're making their World Series push right now. They didn't trade any of their pieces. Retooling. They said, you know what? We got the guys we need to make this run. No, they didn't do that.
Look, they've been better, right?
They've been
20, 30 games.
Oh, yeah. They're like technically
in
the wild card hunt because, there's 3 wild. Everyone's in the wild card hunt, but they're legitimately
not
okay-ish.
I have to figure they were never going to trade Sandy Alcantara this year. Like, you can't trade what you want to be your best trade asset when he's at his absolute lowest value.
Well, that's the thing that's weird about it, right? Is that they thought that they were going to... This season doesn't seem like it played out at all like they were expecting it to. They thought that they were not actually going to be very competitive. I think that they thought they weren't actually going to be competitive. You say that you do, but it was a surprise that they are where they are now. And then equally as surprising was their former Cy Young winner was terrible this season. He was coming off injury. You're expecting, okay, well, he's going to come back, and this is going to be Sandy. And he was just been kind of terrible at the beginning of the year. He had an ERA over 5. And then it's like, well, what do we even get for him? We have him under control. Are we going to trade him for pennies on the dollar? And then the last 2 starts, he was looking great. And it's like, okay, now what do we do? Because now he's pitching well again, but the team is doing well. So do we now, trade one of our better assets or best asset for whatever we can get for him and kind of punt on the direction that this team is headed in? So they ended up kind of just deciding, I guess they didn't get the packages that they wanted for him. So they ended up deciding just to keep him. So they still have him under control for a couple of years. And I'm sure that we're going to get the trade speculation around Sandy and some of the other pieces again in the future. But at least for now, he's still a Marlin.
Wow. So here's my question though. He's under contract for another couple of years.
That wow was definitely about something you're watching on TV.
No, you know what the wow was? Because they just showed the score of the Braves-Reds game. It was 12-11.
My mind was blown too.
Scorigami?
You brought up the Braves game upcoming this weekend, and then we talked about how Tomlin wants to win football games 12-11, and then the Braves win a game 12-11.
Is this the secret? Is that what that book's about?
Can I say all I care about is what Zaz had for dinner? Like, and
we need to find out Wednesday too. Wednesday. What happened Wednesday?
What
did you have for dinner?
What do you mean? What happened Wednesday?
We never got a Wednesday update. What you had for dinner Wednesday,
yeah.
and then what you had for dinner last
you're
night.
not exactly the Bachelor anymore, right?
Oh, now they're back.
My younger son is back.
So
it's just me and him. We're just guys being guys each night.
Has he challenged you?
No, he knows not to step.
You get off the boat early? Like, what happened? Why is only one kid back?
No, because the younger one was never on the ship.
Oh.
Where was he?
No, he was at his grandma's for a few days.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so to recap everyone.
I thought he was
just shipped your kid off so you could have Bachelor days?
Exactly right. You could have taken him.
He was at UFC Fight Island.
Abu Dhabi, by the way.
My oldest son loves the Arab
Thank
fighters.
you.
Sunday night, we had steak. Monday,
we went out to steak, yeah.
We had pizza.
Yep.
Tuesday,
Thai food.
So now we're at Wednesday. What did you have?
You're right. We did not update Wednesday. Well, Wednesday was the first day that my son was back. So we ordered pizza again.
You dog.
Like a real man, yeah.
The way you like it or the way that he likes it?
Oh, no, the way he likes it.
What does he like?
Because I'm very easy, all right? Whatever you want, that's okay with me. And
Pineapple.
I'll be honest with that. Don't bring that into Zaslow Mansion.
I apologize.
Really?
Don't bring that into Zaslow Mansion.
Sorry.
So you're not that easygoing.
Yeah, you're right. I'm not going to eat like a heathen. That's right. I guess I'm not.
Pepperoni and pineapple, the best combination of pizza. Put that.
With barbecue sauce.
Just try that.
Yeah.
We just need to change the name. I don't mind people who like pineapple over baked bread with some cheese and everything, but it shouldn't be called pizza any longer.
Gross.
When you start barbecue sauce and pineapple, well, that's no longer pizza, is it?
Where are you? You're at a Hawaiian barbecue place. That's where you're at. You're not having pizza.
I've seen you eat many a barbecue chicken pizza, by the way.
Not out of choice.
Okay,
There's
but I've seen you eat
availability.
it. I've
There's
seen you eat it, though.
availability. I don't like the barbecues. I don't like anything that takes away from the standard fixtures of pizza. The marinara sauce, the mozzarella cheese, the nice dough in the crust. That's what a pizza is. Everything else should be complementing that. It shouldn't be, hey, you know what? I know I got that you guys like to do it this way, but I'm going to do it that way.
That's right. It's same like we're going to call it a quesadilla. Like quesadilla's a circle that's flat with cheese and bread. Why
The
does
difference
it?
is, Dave, you
fold it
No,
over.
there's not a
over, yeah.
this thing of like that any circle bread that you put stuff on. Now we're going to call it pizza. What about a pupusa?
And let me
Those
ask.
are good, but that's two pieces on one.
Let me ask another
Papoose,
question.
isn't that like the kangaroos deal here? A papoose?
I think he was
Papoose is a rapper,
up-and-coming
by the way.
rapper.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know that fool.
Which borough did he have on his?
5 boroughs. He had the 5 boroughs
Yeah.
that rap.
That was actually
incredible.
That was actually wow. I was like, this guy's gonna be huge.
Yeah.
That's actually wrong. One prospect I was wrong about. Papoose.
Papoose, you put a lot of money on that one.
So Wednesday night we got pizza. Okay, I told my son pizza, and we watch movies.
You didn't tell me what he likes.
Oh, he just wanted cheese.
Cheese.
Yeah.
There you go. You can't go wrong
Some
with cheese.
breadsticks.
Plain Jane.
Some breadsticks.
Plain Joe.
And last night, one of my personal favorites, we got Las Vegas. You know what Las Vegas is? That's Cuban cuisine.
Las Vegas Cuban cuisine,
Love
yeah.
Las Vegas. Love it.
It's kind of confusing because we're going to Las Vegas Cuban cuisine.
Right.
You're like, wait, Las Vegas Cuban cuisine.
Las Vegas is awesome.
But then you have it and you're like,
Yeah. Well,
Pretty good.
we got Las Vegas. I get the breaded palomilo. Okay, you know my style. Plantains, white rice and beans.
Did he say empanizado? You mean?
What?
is it steak or chicken?
Steak.
Okay, yeah.
And it's breaded?
Bita empanizado.
Is it bita empanizado?
Yes, that's right.
But the steak he's saying is right, correct.
Palomillo.
Is palomillo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I got. I love Las Vegas. I love Cuban food, man. So that's what we got last night. Now, it's not like I ordered that because, my wife wasn't in town. She doesn't love it. It's actually her favorite as well. She'll be very upset, Dave, when she hears that I got Las Vegas without her. But whatever. You're on a cruise. Hang with them. So that's what we got last night. And we watched Marvel movies. And tomorrow we're going to New Jersey. We're going to SummerSlam.
What movies?
The night before, 2 nights ago, we watched Avengers Infinity War. And then we had to see how the story ended. So last night we watched Avengers Endgame.
Was that his first time?
No, but he hadn't seen it in years. So he wanted to watch. I'm like, yes, I will. Say less.
I could say. Okay. Extra words, no. Say less. I love that term.
Can I ask, I'm fascinated by the signature food stuff of NFL towns. And we can extend it beyond our national borders across the Atlantic and down to Brazil and otherwise. What is Miami's signature food stuff? If we were to make a list of if Buffalo claims wings and Philadelphia claims cheesesteaks and so on, what would be Miami's
Stone crabs?
Stone crabs, Cuban sandwiches,
like one singular item.
If we were to have a grand competition, and I suspect eventually we will on Football America, starting next Friday.
Hey.
Oh, wow.
I suspect that this will come up at some point.
It would be
Pittsburgh might claim pierogies.
Then it would be croquetas here. Can you do a drink? Because
cafecito,
a cafecito would probably be like
really.
That's
the
our
number
one.
one.
What if we go combo? What if we go combo? Croqueticas and cafecito.
Can we have that?
I mean, I'll allow it today, but not next week. I'm gonna ignore it.
Wait till he tries the cafecito for the first time. It's gonna be.
Oh man!
Have you ever had one of those?
No.
Oh, can we make?
Where's Mike Fuentes? Mike Fuentes, go make us some.
Stop working and start making coffee.
Ringo has
Bring
never
us
been the same.
Cuban coffee.
Never been the same.
I have been taking my coffee of late with the horchata, the cinnamon, and I like it very much. It's really introduced.
This is
a whole
nothing
new-
like that.
No.
Okay. Have you ever had jet fuel?
Is that what we're looking
Yes,
for?
that is what
That's
we're
exactly
dealing
what it
with.
is. So have you drank jet fuel yet or no?
Perfect. When I leave here, I'm getting on an airplane across the country.
You'll fly.
That'll
You won't
be
even
great.
need the airplane. You'll just fly straight
You
back.
ever wanted to drink something and go,
Dave, this is the best way I can describe it to you. Cocaine is a controlled substance. Now take a step back and make it uncontrolled.
Terrific.
Cafecito.
Around for all my friends. Let's go.
That a boy.
Say
So-
less.
Mike Fuentes, get to it.
Don Le Batard.
If Daniel Day-Lewis did it, you'd be jerking off all over
Oh,
yourself.
come on.
Yeah, I would be.
Aggressive
Come
description.
on. I mean, what is it? What is that?
I'm just saying.
No,
You know what?
That's
you're
me.
just saying what?
That's me.
That was
Daniel
something
Day-Lewis
brewing
does
from
something.
yesterday, yeah.
I see that photo of Daniel Day-Lewis looking like Lincoln before he's about to start filming Lincoln. And you know what I do, Amin?
Stugotz.
I jerk off all over myself. That's what I do.
Lincoln, who you outed the other
Don't
day?
make this a rejoin.
This is the Don Le Batard Show with the Stugotz.
All right, so we're excited about Naked Gun, right? Like, I'm excited. I think we're all excited about Naked Gun.
Zaz, really quick about Naked Gun, because you talked about how people are like, oh, wow, Naked Gun, I can't believe it. I don't think there's a generation that knows what Naked Gun is, if you want me to be honest.
You know what? That's
because you're seeing this for the first time. Like, if you're like, Naked Gun, like, what is this? I don't get it.
All right, that's a good question. All right, let's bring on my friend Brad Gilmore.
Yeah.
All right. Brad's with the CW 39 in Houston. He's also a Critics' Choice. He's got a new book out.
Yes.
A fan's look at the Back to the Future franchise. All right, it is Why We Love Back to the Future. He's also hosting a SummerSlam preview show with my guy Booker T, 5-time champion on ESPN Radio
like
tomorrow.
Bob Bunny.
Our pal is Brad Gilmore. Brad, how you doing? Good to see you, man. So help us out here, okay? Naked Gun, you're all over the movies too. Is there, like, Tony's question there, is there a generation that just is not going to have any idea what this movie, Naked Gun, is this weekend, and it's going to hurt it at the box office? Because I think it's going to be a big hit.
I think it's going to be a big hit, but I do agree with Tony. There's a whole generation of people who have no idea what the Naked Gun is. You say Leslie Nielsen, you might as well be speaking in Mandarin. But I think when you have Liam Neeson, you have Pam Anderson, they've been on one of the generational press runs, especially with them as a couple. I think it's going to pique everybody's interest. And I haven't seen the movie yet, but everybody's giving it rave reviews. And to me, the joke when they say man's laughter and it's manslaughter is such a classic Naked Gun joke that I think that they're going to nail this landing.
Now, are you confirming Liam Neeson, Pam Anderson? They're a couple. They were very coy about it.
They're coy about it, but I don't know why Liam Neeson's being so coy. I mean, you're
saying.
talking about one of the all-time top 10 dimes. We're talking about an all-time fine list with Pamela Anderson. I'd be yelling it from the mountaintops if I was him. But I think that I'm going to go on record of the Dan Le Batard show. Brad Gilmore's confirming them as a couple. I have no inside knowledge of that, but I'm wearing a suit, so it makes me feel more legitimate.
Yeah, and you got a microphone. You're in a studio. Everything about it screams legitimacy. I believe it. I choose to believe Zaz. Now, Brad, your book is about Back to the Future. I love Back to the Future. I love it to the point where I can recite whole sections. I do any sort of prompt. My guy Dave over here said, "Oh, Mayor Goldie Wilson." I said, "Mayor Goldie Wilson." I like the sound of that. A colored mayor. That'll be the day. You'll see, Mr. Carruthers. I'll clean up this town. Good. You can start by sweeping the floor. I love Back to the Future. It is timeless. I was thinking about actually today, sitting on the couch. I said, is this the most, not the best movie ever, but the most perfect movie ever? What is it? Why do people love Back to the Future so much?
Well, I think there's a few things. I do agree with you. It is a perfect movie, and if you don't take my word for it, Quentin Tarantino said it's on his short list of perfect movies that are ever been made. And to me, what people love about it is, yes, we like the time travel, we like to fantasize about it, but Bob Gale came up with the idea for this movie when he found his father's yearbook in the basement, and they went to the same high school, and he was like, what would happen if my parents and I went to high school together? And that is where the basis of Back to the Future is, and it really comes down to, it's a movie about choices, just like life is, how one thing can change your entire future. And I really believe that's what's made it last for these last 4 decades and why it's so generational, because everybody, look, effects age, jokes don't land, but that story will always stand the test of time, quite literally. And I think that's why it is a perfect movie and people come back to it year after year.
I agree with everything that everybody is saying here about the greatness and perfection adjacent that movie is. The only issue is with Mayor Goldie, as my pal David Feeney, the cinephile, pointed out to me many moons ago, and he's right. What is revealed is that Goldie reaches his dream of being the mayor, but he's a terrible mayor. Look at the town in 1985 versus 55. I'm going to be the mayor one day. Like, well, man, it turned into crap under your watch, man. It's like an X-rated movie house.
It's a porn house over there instead of.
There's also the griminess of the 1980s. I don't think we can put all that on Mayor Goldie Wilson because he did clean up the town. He did do what he wanted to do. We don't know how many administrations he's in. How many times has he been elected? What does the city council look like? There are many factors.
I'm speaking truth to power, and you're giving them cover.
There are many factors that go into it. You can't all put that on Mayor Goldie Wilson, but we do know that he started a lineage of his family where by the second movie, the third Goldie Wilson is putting hover conversions in automobiles of the day. So he started something, and for people to aspire to. Whether he was a great mayor or not, I stand by my guy Goldie.
Propaganda.
Brad, is Back to the Future 2 better than Back to the Future 3? How do you rate those two?
So Back to the Future 3 is my favorite of the trilogy. I know that's going to raise a lot of eyebrows, but before you question me too much on it, Christopher Lloyd, who played Doc Brown, when I talked to him on my podcast, he said Back to the Future Part 3 was his favorite of the trilogy. So I feel like I'm backing it up with some more credibility other than the suit and the big hair. But I think that Back to the Future Part 2 is one of the more interesting movies ever made. I can't think of a sequel, really, until you were talking about the Avengers movies. They do this in Avengers Endgame, but where you go in the sequel, you go back to the first movie and see it from a different angle. It's such an interesting film, and you can make the argument that it gave us the more iconography, the flying DeLorean, the Mr. Fusion, the hoverboard, the almanac, the Pepsi Perfect, the Cafe 80s. There's a lot more iconography from Back to the Future Part 2 than maybe even its predecessor.
Wow. So the book is Why We Love Back to the Future. Have you ever, if you break it down, Brad, have you ever come across a more ridiculous plot line than going back in time and trying not to have sex with your mother?
When you frame it that way, sure, it can be ridiculous on its surface. But at the same time, when you think about it, if you went back to your high school, okay, I'm not going to get weird here, but if you go back to the high school and the person the woman, the girl that everybody wants to take to the Enchantment Under the Sea dance, even if she happens to be your mother, finds you appealing, right? Aren't you flattered a little bit by that? He's actually kind of flattered by it at first. He's like, you're so hot, you're so hot, you're so young. right? Because he didn't want to say hot, because that would definitely have made it weird. It definitely would have made it weird. But Bob Zemeckis, who directs the movie, he says the way that you pay that storyline off, and it's his favorite line in the movie, it's when they kiss in the parking lot of Hill Valley High, and she says, when I kiss you, it's like I'm kissing my brother. Like there's some space-time continuum that told her that somewhere down the road we're actually going to be related.
Yeah.
That's what made the movie work for him, and that's, if it's good enough for Bob Zemeckis, we're talking about Forrest Gump, we're talking about Castaway, it's good enough for me.
Brad, I want to tie a thread from Naked Gun to Back to the Future, because Naked Gun, Seth MacFarlane is the mind behind that. And there's a scene in Family Guy where they come back to 1985 and Marty's dad is like, yeah, you don't think it's weird that the kid that we have looks exactly like the dude that we saw in high school? I think that's the biggest plot point.
Great point.
That's the biggest plot hole. It's not what you said, Zaz. It's the idea that George McFly was cool with,
right.
Hey, we're gonna name him Marty. Cool, that's a cool name. I was like, wait a second, he looks exactly like Marty. Wait,
come on, man. But do you remember somebody you hung out with for a week 30 years ago in high school? I can't even remember the name of my best friend in high school, and we're supposed to expect that he doesn't. He remembers Calvin Klein so intimately that he's like, oh yeah, maybe he bears a somewhat resemblance 30 years later. No. I'm not buying.
By the way, you want to talk about creepy relationship stuff? The one in Big is actually does result in vigorous lovemaking.
Yes.
With a 12-year-old boy.
Well,
she's an adult woman.
She doesn't know.
Who lays down with a 12-year-old. It's creepy.
I'll let y'all debate the merits of that one.
Now, you mentioned Zemeckis and that he's airtight and he's to be taken so credible. But his other movie, and we already mentioned it, Castaway, I'm bothered by the fact, talk about relationships, his plane crashes into the sea, and he survives it somehow, and he lands on this island and somehow survives and gets off the island, and he throws himself out into the waters, and a boat happens by, and he's saved. It costs him his friend, his ball friend.
Wilson!
All of it. He makes it all the way back to Nashville, Tennessee.
Yes.
He goes to visit Helen Hunt. She's like, you missed the Super Bowl, man. We got a football team. You missed the whole thing. We almost won by a yard and a half.
Exciting.
Hey, I don't know if you heard. I was lost at sea for the last half decade, and you're telling me about a football team? I don't give a crap.
Well, hold on,
Zemeckis.
man. Was it Dyson?
Kevin Dyson.
Kevin Dyson, man.
Right
That's
very
a big,
exciting.
Right there.
You want to catch him up to all the important things.
Greatest show on turf.
I got married. Also, we almost beat the greatest show on turf.
Yeah. Maybe I can distract you from the fact that it took me about 11 minutes to get over your tragic loss at sea, to get remarried. Not just to get remarried, but I've had the time to make a baby too. And also watch a Super Bowl. Let me get you all caught up on what you missed.
Yeah, it's also from The Departed School of Subtlety, when the movie ends with him at a literal crossroads.
Yes, like the rat crawling across the window there. Yeah. No, I agree. But look, Zemeckis also has a lot more killer than filler. When you talk about Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Romancing the Stone, 3 Back to the Future movies, we're talking about all that in the 1980s going into the very first year of the 90s. And then he follows that up with Forrest Gump and then Castaway. I don't know if we've had a great run like that in some years. Like, who's a director who's done that many films in such a short amount of time with that amount of quality? I can't think of one in the last 20 years. Who is it?
This is actually perfect, because we've been talking about this week, right? Like, not as far as directors go, but actors. Has anyone had a better run than, what was it, Tom Hanks' 1994? Right? Is that what we're talking about?
My submission, Brad, was Jim Carrey, 1994. If I ask you to find me an actor who had 3 huge box office hits in the same year on the level of Dumb and Dumber, The Mask, and Ace Ventura, who do you put up against that? One year.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Let Brad ask.
I don't think you could beat that one, to be honest with you. Jim Carrey's a phenomenal call. That's a really phenomenal call. I'm trying to think off the top of my head somebody who would rival that, and it's not coming to me. I'd have to go back and look at some of those early Leo years, because I think there was a year where it was Departed, it was Catch Me If You Can right before that, when we're talking like height of his movie stardom. But as far as movies that everybody knows right off the rip, and those are your first really 3 starring vehicles, I don't think that you really beat a Jim Carrey in the early 90s.
If you're tethered to one calendar year, that's a different thing. If it is a streak, the greatest movie streak for one actor ever is Han Solo. Ford goes Solo, Dr. Indiana Jones, Rick Deckard in Blade Runner. If you got to play any one of those roles, one of those iconic roles in your life, that would be the greatest. He played those 3 cats 3 straight movies. And then he makes Witness, so he's John Book. This movie run, look it up. There is no interruption in the early 80s for what Dr. Indiana Jones put together.
I, on behalf of Henry Jones Jr.,
Indiana was the dog's name.
I appreciate that you called him Dr. Jones because, you know what?
He earned it.
He went to, 6 years of archaeology school.
That's right.
Not to be called.
He earned that. Yeah, he definitely earned that. But you know what? A lot of people talk about Indiana Jones being the best trilogy of all time. I really take umbrage with that because you have a 4th and 5th movie that to me don't hold up to the caliber of Last Crusade or Raiders. That's why Back to the Future is the best pure trilogy out there. If you want to talk about Godfather, the first 2 are great, and then you have Godfather 3. What is another pure trilogy? You have like 9 or 12 Star Wars films. You have too many Avengers movies. What is a pure trilogy that's better than Back to the Future? I pose this question to the room.
Well, Brad, let me just, I'm going to stick up for Godfather 3. I think Godfather 3 is a good movie.
I think that's not a good movie.
It is a good movie. It struggles.
Sofia Coppola stinks in that
movie. You know what?
Yeah,
you know what Godfather 3's problem is? It's not Godfather 1 and 2. That's its problem. If you didn't see 1 and 2, you just saw Godfather 3, you say, this is a really good movie. But
Coppola is terrible in it, you're right. But the thing that really takes away from it, I agree with Amin overall. It's a pretty good picture. The worst thing about it is that Pacino forgets how he played Michael Corleone in 1 and 2. Go watch him play 3. It's like, who do you think you're doing here, man? You're doing Al Pacino now. Go back to doing the measured Michael Corleone that you used to do.
Every time they put me back in. I was like, oh, man, he lost it.
All right, settle down, man.
Brad, one more thing for you here. Again, Brad's book, 40th anniversary, Back to the Future, Why We Love Back to the Future, 40 years of fandom, flux capacitors, and timeless adventures. Brad, what's the one thing while you were putting out the book, you're doing all your research, you're talking to people, what have you, that you learned about Back to the Future that was your favorite thing you didn't know before?
It was that George Hamilton was going to be cast as Doc Brown and be his consigliere. No, I'm kidding. I think that the most interesting thing that I found out was the original title of the film was Back to the Future, but the studio executive, Sid Sheinberg, at the time said that title makes no sense. What is the movie about? How do you go back to the future? That doesn't make any sense. So he sent a note to Spielberg and Zemeckis and said, I have the perfect name for this movie. It'll make it the #1 movie of all time, and this name will ring true for decades and decades after the fact. And his idea for the movie, serious as a heart attack, was Spaceman from Pluto. He said that's the perfect title for this movie, and they all were freaking out because he had some other good ideas. He changed Doc Brown's chimp to a dog, so it went from Shemp to Einstein that we know. It went from Eileen to Lorraine that was after his wife. It went from the Springtime in Paris dance to the Enchantment Under the Sea dance. He was really all killer, no filler, but then he came with Spaceman from Pluto, and to me, the filmmakers, from what I found out, were shocked by this. They didn't know how they were going to get out of it, so Spielberg sent him a fax, something they used to do in the 80s that I'm sure all you gentlemen are familiar with. Yeah. And they said, thanks for the joke. It really brightened up our spirits. And they never heard from Sid Sheinberg again. And it was called Back to the Future from then on out.
Wow.
Brad, did you ever hear the stories you talk Spielberg and, Indiana Jones and all that? Are you aware of the transcript that exists of Spielberg and when they're putting together the character of Indiana Jones, and what's his name? George Lucas is saying, well, he has to be edgy. Indiana Jones has to be edgy, and Marion, who is his, they catch up in where are they? Burma or wherever they are? Not Burma, Nepal, right? Yeah. Up in the mountains, Tibet. Yes. When they meet, if you look at the language in that bar when they meet, it's pretty clear that what they're trying to pay off is what George Lucas wanted, which is that Marion, when they first met, was 12 years old.
I was a child. I was in love.
Right.
It was wrong, and you knew it.
Mean.
Hey,
yeah, I like the guy.
This is my wheelhouse, man.
That's right. But that is true. That that George Lucas wanted his backstory to be that he dated a 12-year-old girl. And this is true. Look up the transcript. You can find it. Brad, are you aware of this?
I am aware of it, and I am disturbed, as everybody should be. But I will say a better story for me from Indiana Jones is that they're sitting on a beach. George Lucas says to Steven Spielberg, I know you want to direct a James Bond movie. I got a better idea. I have an idea about an archaeologist named Indiana Smith. A little bit off on the title. But then in the third movie, the father of Indiana Jones, quite literally, is James Bond. I love how they brought that all back together.
Brad, excellent job, man. Tell everybody how they can get the book. Again, Why We Love Back to the Future.
Yeah, available wherever books are sold. Amazon's the easiest one. We have interviews with the cast, crew. We talk about the 3 movies. We talk about the animated series, the musical, the video game, and so much more. I'd really appreciate it if you check it out.
Yeah, and if you're into, obviously, WWE like me, he and Booker T tomorrow doing a pre-show, SummerSlam pre-show on ESPN Radio. There it is, 5-time champion.
5-time.
Good seeing you, Brad. Thanks, man.
Thanks, Brad.
Thanks, guys.
All right, so we got jet fuel in front of us here.
Now, Dave, I want you to give it a smell and just let us know what you think.
So you've never had
jet fuel?
It's it's so small.
Oh yeah, try old glass.
You want me to pour you some more?
This is hold on. Or before we just I want
to
you
lay
guys
out the
walk them through it, because I like that idea. It's so small. It's like, oh, that's all I got to snort, just this one line. Yeah.
So Dave, that is brewed from a small little tin like this big, and that's pure jet fuel. So if you give it a smell, it's got mixed with a little bit of sugar and stuff. So you're gonna drink the unadulterated pure Miami flavor right there, which is where we're gonna submit to Football America's round table of foods and drinks and whatever.
I think
that's one of the things that we're gonna provide.
I think you should have something for beverages, because food and beverages are 2 different things.
Okay, maybe we'll do it. You know what? That's fine. I'm open to it. But we're gonna drink it together,
yes,
though, right? So
absolutely.
not like in Princess Bride. Never.
No. But you might have switched it with me.
Yeah, was it? Yeah, mean. Yeah, here we go.
There you go.
Switch over. There we go.
There we go.
Well, wait. What if that was my plan all along?
Exactly right.
Cheers, big ears.
Nothing like it.
This is good.
I like it. Tastes very good.
Oh yeah.
Like
Wait about 5 minutes.
I accidentally had more than the allotted amount. This was back when we were in the old studio, and I realized it too late, and I was legit shaking.
Yeah, you have a heart attack.
It was like the episode from Saved by the Bell, where what's her name took the
Jesse?
Yeah, when Jesse took the
caffeine pills.
I'm so excited.
I'm so excited.
I'm so scared.
Yeah.
I mean, you broke news on this show a couple days ago, and yesterday a business picked up and everyone started reporting this heist that you said is being federally investigated by the FBI. And you also said you didn't know if you were supposed to talk about it. Now that you have and people are kind of asking questions, do you feel like you need to do follow-up research on it? You're like, ooh, I should have said, because you haven't really spoken about it since everyone's picked it up.
I have. Actually, I did an interview with NBC yesterday, local affiliate NBC, and I've been doing my own research on the side. But also, they added to the story, said they contacted the Miami Heat, they contacted the FBI, and no one agreed to give comment. They all refused comment. So no one said, "Oh, this is preposterous. Get out of here." It's like no comment at this time. So
I did see one of the police departments also said that's an FBI investigation. It's ongoing.
Wow.
So I mean, what you've said seemingly is true, but now, do you feel like you need to be the one that breaks through and gives the updates on this, or you're cool just sitting back?
Well, I'll tell you.
You're gonna let Pablo steal this from you?
Pablo's not. Well, he's not going to steal because we're on the same team. If I end up having to do an episode of Pablo Torre
you
finds
and Woj
out,
are on the same team.
Well,
what are you doing? It's the show ends.
You got 16 seconds left in this thing. Why are you trying to do Wild Billy Wednesday on a Friday, man?
That's what it means about to do. Capacito got to Billy.
Howdy, folks. It's Mike Ryan. Happy summertime, everybody. Summer is fantastic. A lot of outdoor activities, a lot of concerts, a couple of championship parades if you're lucky enough, a lot of big-time movies. Maybe you're going to a happy hour before you see a big summer blockbuster with your friends. Why don't you order a Miller Lite at the bar? Whether it's via draft, glass bottle, or that beautiful white can, or the cool special edition 50th anniversary gold cans. Make in any time this summer. A Miller time is always a great idea. You want to make a summer memory that lasts forever? Well, crack open a Miller Lite. You know why? Because since 1975, Miller Lite has been the go-to way to stock your cooler to celebrate those incredible summer moments. This year marks 50 years of Miller Time, 50 great years of taste, 50 great years of celebrating with great friends and making unforgettable memories. Brewed for flavor, with simple ingredients like malted barley, it delivers that rich, balanced toffee note flavor and golden color that just hits different. Miller Lite, great taste, 96 calories. Go to MillerLite.com/Dan to find delivery options near you, or you can pick up some Miller Lite pretty much anywhere they sell beer. Cheers to 50 years of Miller Time. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces.